Good morning, Julie. So for you, it's the morning. For me, it's the afternoon. Thank you for jumping in on this interview about you and your life. I'm happy to have an interview with you. I love to conduct interviews. So I'm very much looking forward to what you have to say.
Great. It's a pleasure to be here.
So just to start, would you please introduce yourself, including your background, your specialty, and the number of years you've been working in the mindfulness meditation field?
Well, okay. I've been a teacher for almost my whole life, it feels like. And I've taught a lot of different things, including health and math. And I have been a meditator, it feels like, for my whole life too. Not always daily, but it's been an integral part of my life. I've gotten benefits from it. I started meditating in earnest when I was in college, but prior to that, I was a chanting Buddhist for a while. And so I found Shinzen Young many years ago through Sounds True audio courses. And in 2016, I looked him up again and found that he had been very busy teaching for many years, and I was sorry I'd missed all those years. So I dove into his home practice programs, which are call-in weekend retreats. And they used to be by phone, but now they're by Zoom as well. And that's when I really got involved in mindfulness practice. I have done a lot of other kinds of meditation, but the mindfulness practice is what I started then. And I found it very, very helpful. I saw results in my life right away. And so as soon as there was something offered to become trained so that we could share this with others, I grabbed that opportunity and have been taking their trainings since then to be able to coach others. I'm right now a level 2 coach in unified mindfulness, and I am halfway through the teacher training course. So I will have a more advanced level of training to do more in-depth coaching with other people. I teach this at our local technical college where I live in Florida right now. I teach mindfulness as a mindfulness coach. I am offering mindfulness classes, and I work one-on-one with some people as well. And I look forward to taking it deeper and wider as I continue my studies and advance myself. So mindfulness practice is very, very helpful in helping us remain calm and balanced, and helping us have great clarity of thought and what we're perceiving. But it really helps us put a little space between stimulus and response so that I'm responding in life and I'm not reactive. That's very helpful. Mindfulness practice also helps us control our attention so that we are focused where we want to be focused. We say that it creates 3 mental muscles or attention skills, and those are concentration, sensory clarity, and equanimity or balance. And by training those skills, we become happier, more productive, more contented, less reactive, a better force for good in the world.
Yes, and in the way I know you mentioned mindfulness a lot. I feel like it has been a big part of your life. So I understand that you're level 2. How many levels, just out of curiosity?
Right now there are 3 levels.
3 levels.
And so I'm halfway through the top level, the 3rd level. And this has been a very rich experience to be in this training, and I'm very grateful that they have it. And I look forward to being more skillful in how I help people with their own practice.
So this practice, this mindfulness practice, is that so helping you in your spiritual life as well? Or is it a strict focus on meditation solely, or does it encompasses the whole spiritual development of a human being?
Well, that's a big and wonderful question. I love it. This particular kind of practice is meant to be secular so that you can take it into whatever your spiritual practice is. I also happen to be a licensed spiritual practitioner with the Centers for Spiritual Living. And so I plan to, I find meditation is an essential part of my spiritual practice, because it's all about connecting deeply with source. And when I am doing when I'm meditating, I am on that journey to know my connection with source more fully. We're already connected to source, okay? But because of the illusions of our human experience, we can't always see that or feel it or know it. And my spiritual practice is all about being in touch with source and using the spiritual principles in my life to live more effectively and help others. And meditation is an essential part of that. And so becoming a meditation coach gives me the skills to help others grow spiritually as well. But you don't have to have the same kind of spiritual beliefs as me. You don't even have to consider yourself a spiritual person to do the mindfulness practice, because you can take it for what it is and develop yourself because of it. You can also take it into your own personal spiritual practice, whatever religion you are. And if you do a little investigating, you find that really religions all have a branch that's contemplative. Yeah.
Well, thank you for the elaborate answer. And I'm sure there are many people for which it is a very new concept, spirituality, I would say, or even mindfulness meditation. I'm actually personally not very sure what's the percentage, for example, of the population that do have a regular practice as such. Is there a way to put it in simple words for our audience in the simplest way you can say, what is mindfulness meditation?
Mindfulness meditation is the development of 3 mental skills: concentration, clarity, and equanimity.
Yes.
And when we develop these 3 skills, which are like mental muscles, when we make them stronger, then we are able to be present more fully in our lives. So we are able to live life in mindful awareness. And we also are happier and less reactive. So we show up as a better version of ourselves in our own lives. And we also are a better force for good in any given situation, because we are thinking more clearly. We are coming from a more balanced position. So mindfulness meditation is the cultivation of these skills. And all meditations, all different kinds of meditation are cultivating these skills in some way. Sometimes there's a greater emphasis on one skill over another, depending on the technique. But that's the bottom line. I like that unified mindfulness has clarified it so well, because it's something we can actually work with. It's a definition that's useful, so that if I know these are the skills that I'm cultivating, then I have something I can cultivate, and I can see my advancement in my practice unfolding as I become more successful in my practice.
Yes, well, this is a very good description on how we benefit from it. I suppose this is how we benefit. We develop those mental muscles, and this is what mindfulness meditation does. It just makes us a more centered, balanced, a better person, just in general.
Yeah, really, a better version of ourselves. Yes.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Um, what group of people would you say may most benefit from mindfulness meditation and from your work, for example? Is there a particular set of people, or
I'm going to say all the human people for sure, because I really think that this is beneficial for everyone. You know, my son happens to be blind, and it's extremely important for him because he needs high sensory clarity. But who doesn't need to have great focus? Who doesn't need to have balance and peace? Who doesn't need to have sensory clarity so that when they're feeling overwhelmed, they can stop and they can deconstruct what they're going through and manage it more effectively? Everyone needs that. It's very helpful for people who are feeling stressed, obviously, but it's very helpful for people, for anyone, because you can be, you know, be filling the bucket before you need to use it, right? You can be building your resilience muscles ahead of time so that when stress happens, when life happens, you already have what you need, right? So it's good for people who are not terribly stressed or in crisis because they're building their resilience muscles up. And then it's good for people who are stressed or in crisis because it helps to build their resilience back. So I'm going to say that all the human people need mindfulness, will benefit from it anyway.
Yes, I mean, I fully agree with it. I myself meditate every day, or at least I do a half hour in the morning of meditation, and then depending on the day and depending on how I feel, it can be some more. And my husband and I were both on this path, I guess, so where we tend to dig deeper and deeper. We of course have mindfulness meditation, and we try all sorts of meditation, but also there's a little bit of that quest, I would say, where we really try to find that inner peace and unconditional love, where just everything happens all at once, everything is in balance and in resonance, and everything just is what it is, and there is some sort of release that comes with it too, in the sense that everything works in harmony. And I know we've shared before about my sudden event where I wasn't sure what happened to me, and you put it in the words. It was a wait, let me recall it again. What was it? A sudden, a spontaneous awakening, was it that you said? Yeah, so that's spontaneous, where something just ripped me apart, and it just felt like I was in a different state of mind, but just everything was working in synchronicity. So it was a wonderful experience, and I know it's available to everybody, and it starts for sure with meditation and the inner work that people are doing.